This book, The Farther Shore, just came out at the beginning of March, so it's brand new. And I'm going to read just part of a story. It's written in vignettes, so hopefully they sort of stand alone. But the title of the story is Object Lessons, or What to Expect When You're Expecting, How to Overcome Fear of Your Total Inexperience and Prepare for the Biggest Thing You've Never Done. The stinging begins. When Julie tells me she's pregnant, the first thing I do is explode out the kitchen door onto the front lawn, yelping like a caveman. A caveman without his glasses, that is. I trip on something, maybe a sprinkler head, and careen into a rose bush. Extrication requires some delicacy. Julie stands in the doorway, laughing. I hold up an arm covered in tiny, bright beads of blood, little crimson dragons, already puffing themselves up. As I walk into the house, the first thing I see is a crisp new head of Boston lettuce sitting in a blue glass bowl, an image so elegant I nearly weep with joy. Then the stinging in my arm begins. In the bathroom, I clean the cuts with hydrogen peroxide, small symphony of pain. I tell myself, I'm going to be a parent, a father. I'm going to have a child. The man I see in the mirror does not appear ready. Bandages cover his arms in a haphazard pattern like ancient, unintelligible runes. Male enhancement. We shop at Babies R Us, Baby Gap, and the kids section of department stores like Sears and Target. Territories, screaming potential, heretofore undiscovered, boundless in their gleaming newness, which can't possibly be true because I've shopped in them for years. Target charge card holder since '97, thank you very much. Shopping in the 21st century involves distinguishing various operating frequencies layered palimpsestically atop one another. There isn't one target, there are targets within targets. It's a question of adjusting your receiver. A single guy, or a guy like me, married without offspring, walks into the kids' stuff without noticing it for 1 second. The baby aisles are just that wee fiefdom you pass before entering the kingdom of men's summer wear, which is where the action really is. Yes, we're talking about male enhancement, a good pair of summer shorts on sale with a knit cotton polo shirt, perhaps a rich burgundy. I don't know which I prefer, the moment the cash register rings or the moment after. Our dumb century. I want to talk about sex, but not like how you're thinking. I want to talk about simply having a sex life, which is something I'm told goes away after a baby shows up. This strikes me as a bad situation, because I like to make love to my wife. She's a comely person, wise in the ways of the flesh. We enjoy sex, and we enjoy a lot of it. It's a point of pride between us that we've made love in every room of our house. She'll kill me if she knew I was saying this. We've also made love at literally every hour of the day. I would like to say that I've made love in every room of my house at every hour of the day, and that is certainly an attainable goal, given my wife's generous libido and my unceasing interest in the newness of our sexual encounters, but alack and alas, this is not yet the case. Nevertheless, we have surprised each other with our ploys, interrupted one another in the midst of myriad activities, set aside countless other things that really needed doing just so we could enjoy spontaneous sexual congress. This is really my favorite thing, even more than shopping. I have fantasies about shopping and sex involving a dressing room and mirrors, but let's save that for another day. It's a fact universally acknowledged that having kids completely screws up a married couple's dynamic. This frightens me. You become, what, robot serfs irrevocably indentured to this demanding little tyrant with his or her endless needs, to be fed and burped, to have diapers changed, to be watched at all moments of the day, to have clean clothes, etc. Oh, and love. You have to love it, this child, because it's your own, because you made it. There is no return policy. Liberty is boring. The first trimester is rough on Julie. She can't keep anything down. If she says she wants oatmeal and we're out of it, of course, I have to go and get it. She tries it and then coughs it up. Maybe with whole milk, she says. So I drive to the 24-hour convenience store to get it. But by the time I get home, she doesn't want it. She wants rye bread. Russian rye bread, she specifies, toasted with a thick slab of peanut butter. This entails another trip to the supermarket deep in the bowels of our tidy manicured suburb. I drive the lonely, vacant streets, bathed in beach and green and shadows numberless, dreaming of English gardens. By the time I return, Julie is asleep, but I won't disturb her. In the morning, she tries the oatmeal, and the whole milk, but tosses it up before heading out the door to work, where she nibbles on soda crackers and sips spring water. I worry about nutrition for our child, as in whether or not he or she is getting any. Julie says she'll eat what she can, when she can. I check the blogs and confirm that none of this is abnormal. In fact, it could be much worse. So I cook dinner for one, spam and eggs on toasted Russian rice smothered in pecani sauce, which I eat whilst watching a mixed martial arts match, uninterrupted by the niggling comments of my wife, who finds the sport bestial. This is liberty. But it turns out liberty's boring unless you have someone you can flaunt it in front of. The useless empire of things. In my dream, the baby is crying, or rather, inconsolably screaming, the kind of horrific blare that makes any parent cringe. Julie and I take turns trying to comfort him or her, passing the child back and forth. We try everything: a diaper change, a lullaby, a bit of breastfeeding. We try the pacifier, the baby rattle, the teething ring, stereo on, stereo off. Ditto the television, nothing works. The baby's lament is unceasing. Get something, Julie orders me. Get what? I ask. Just get it, now! I'm about to scream back that I don't know what to get, but she's preoccupied with the suffering of our child. I understand it is my role to provide this unnamed thing, whatever it is. So I drive to the mall. The parking lot is empty. Thousands of vacant lots, acres of asphalt, and not one car. I park directly in front of my favorite entrance. Inside the mall, every store is open. The lights are on, the muzak burbles like so much mental confetti. But there isn't a single person to be found, not one store clerk behind a cash register or roaming the aisles. No customers perambulate the manicured walkways thoughtfully designed to suggest a town square. From one anchor store to the next, and all the little shops in between, I can go anywhere. I can pick up anything, and I do. For instance, gorgeous cardigan sweater. Since no one is around to ring up my sale, I walk out of the store with it under my arm. Certain the alarms will blare, but they don't. I grab the new Stephen Colbert hardcover from a bookstore and a pair of high-end running shoes from a sports outlet, and for Julie, a dazzling pair of Mexican silver earrings from one of those little carts punctuating the sidewalks. I'm dizzy with delight at my haul to think I can have all of this, and no one will know. And then it occurs to me, I have forgotten why I came there in the first place. My baby doesn't need a wool sweater or Stephen Colbert, at least not yet, or Mexican earrings. I don't know what he or she needs, but I know it isn't any of this. And while part of me thinks that nothing will be lost by keeping my little hoard, it's obvious that nothing will be gained. I drop my haul in a scattered mess and bound out the door to my car. I get in, start it up, and drive at top speed across the empty parking lot, ignoring the yellow lines and arrows guiding this way or that. I must flee this oddly useless empire of things. But as I approach the edge of the lot, I see only endless concrete curbing and beds of perfectly trimmed hedges, mulched with wood chips, immaculate and pristine. I circle the mall, searching for an exit, but there is no way out. I think I'll stop there. Thank you.